Hey y'all, and welcome back. Today we have a treat. We're doing cracked chicken. You heard me right, cracked chicken. Let's get into it. In my hefty bag, yes, the Ziploc bag, if you have that on hand, then just use that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pound out my chicken breast fillet. And I know you're thinking like, what do you mean pound out? Yes, I'm going to pound that out because I want it to be thin and falling apart. So I'm just going to use the textured side of my meat tenderizer, and we're going to take out our aggression on this little piece of chicken. Oh yeah, we're going to do that, and then we're going to go ahead, flip it over, and do the exact same thing on the other side. Now I know you look at the original size, and of course as you pound it out, it spreads just a little. And you know why it spreads? Because it's making it a little bit easier for you to just tear it apart effortlessly. And now you want to know what I'm talking about, tearing it apart? I'm going to show you just in a moment. So when you remove it from the bag, look at this. This is already bigger than what we've had, and you just want to just like that. We're not even tugging at this. Look at that. It's just buttery and tenderized, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to set this aside and do what we have to do. Now here it is. I got this from the store. It was 4 pieces in the pack, and it's a chicken breast that they just sliced thin like this, and I was like, well, this is perfect for cracked chicken. We're going to do the exact same thing like you saw me do earlier. Put it in the bag, make sure it's flat, and of course I put it in a Ziploc bag because it just makes cleanup a whole lot easier. When I'm done with the bag, in the trash it goes. And then I just, we do what we have to do. Shortcuts everywhere. We're going to go ahead and pound this bad boy out and make sure it's exactly where we want it to be. Now look how that thing just spread. It just spread, okay? So we're going to go ahead, turn it over, and do the exact same thing on the other side. And then we're going to do the tearing apart, and we're going to go ahead and just set it aside. But I just want you to see how big it is when we take it out of the bag. And then we're just going to go ahead again and just tear it. It's not supposed to look uniform. It's supposed to be free forming, okay? So as you tear it, just let it do at will, and you'll get it. You'll be all right with this. In this bowl, I have 2 liquid chicken. Well, 2 eggs, okay? 2 eggs that we're just going to go ahead and we're going to whisk these because this is going to be our wet batter, okay? So we're just going to whisk these together, make sure that the yolks are broken and everybody is fine. And then we're going to add whole milk. Not 2%, not skim, not coconut, not almond, none of that. We need the full fat. And if you're watching your waistline on this one, well, this ain't the meal for you, but try it anyway. Just have a little taste. So we're just going to go ahead and add more milk than egg. This is going to be our wet batter, okay? And we're going to add some salt to it because we want that to have just a little bit of flavor. And then we're going to add some more seasoning to it because, we need it to taste good, okay? There goes the onion powder. And of course, I added some garlic powder to this as well, about a half teaspoon of each. And we're just going to go ahead and combine it just by whisking it together. In this bowl, I have about 2.5 cups of flour. You see me adding some sea salt. Now, if you have Lawry's seasoned salt, go ahead and add that. I don't. It's just a preference. And then we're going to go ahead with onion powder and some garlic powder. And then we're just going to go ahead and make sure that we're just layering these flavors for this cracked chicken, okay? Sprinkle that in. I eyeballed it, so that's about a teaspoon and a half. We're going to go in with some ground black pepper. Now, if you have fresh cracked black pepper, use that. Use whatever you have on your hand, your preferred seasoning, that's fine. Now, it is. Some cayenne pepper. Now, I know you're thinking, nah, listen, sweet girl, this is going to make this hot. It won't. It'll give it a beautiful flavor and one that you can appreciate, okay? Just a sprinkle of cayenne and, of course, some parsley because I just like how the parsley looks. Yeah, I just like how it looks. So just add a sprinkle of some food grass in there and get it going. All right. We're going to go in, meld all of this together, and of course when I tell you where this is going to be good, it is going to be real good. So in that bowl where I did the egg and the milk mixture, we're just going to add our chicken to it. Now the chicken has already been cleaned. I did not tell you that earlier. So I washed the chicken with some vinegar, water, and some lime. Okay, and we're just going to add it to the flour mixture. And I know you're thinking like, girl, this is in a whole gob of chicken. It's not. We're just going to go ahead and make sure we run it through the flour. Every piece is dredged in the flour. You want to make sure that every piece is dredged in the flour. Okay, we want that beautiful coating so that when we cook it, it just looks good and it tastes good. All right. Here's my second batch that I'm just adding here, and to the left you see the first set of chicken that I put in there, and this is what I'm just adding to it, and I'm just going piece by piece to make sure everybody's coated. Hot oil. Now I could smell when the oil is hot enough, but as you see me just doing there, I just did a sprinkle of flour. Now listen, don't put a whole tablespoon of flour in there, just a sprinkle, and make sure it does exactly what you saw done there. And we're just going to add the chicken to this hot pan, and we're just going to let it cook. Now you're not roasting the chicken, you're not baking it. It's going to cook in a few minutes. You can be able to just turn these and then remove them from the oil. So here it is. So I left a few big pieces in there for some members of my family. That's how they prefer it. And then I left some other pieces in there that resemble cracked conch. And cracked conch doesn't have a form per se, because just like how you see the chicken fall apart, like that piece there, that looks like a piece of conch instead of chicken, but it's chicken. So I just thought to do this for some of you folks who are not seafood lovers or who aren't sure of the taste of conch. You can do it with chicken. So here it is. I put my last piece in and I'm turning it, and there's another piece that resembles conch. You can have this when you take this out of the grease. Just drizzle just a little bit of lime juice if you can, and just enjoy it. Okay, when I tell you this is good, things are smelling good, and this is good eating, believe me when I tell you that. We're just gonna go ahead. My family wanted it with some Cajun fries, so that's what I did. Look at that, cracked chicken on your plate. You can have it however you want it, served with whatever you want it to be served with, and just enjoy it. Okay, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bon appetit.